I caught the words mid-laugh, sharp and slick against the quiet of our kitchen, and they cut deeper than any knife could. Even his brother couldn't resist me. Family loyalty has limits. She said it like a joke, but the way her eyes sparkled told me it wasn't. The toast in my hand burned against my palm, and for a second, I couldn't breathe. I tried to laugh it off. Very funny, I said, forcing a smile that trembled. But something in her expression, a flicker, a curl of triumph, stole the warmth from the room. My stomach twisted, a silent warning I didn't want to hear. Weeks before, the subtle signs had been there. The way her phone never left her side, even at dinner. The nights she claimed to be working late. And the way she laughed a little too long at texts I wasn't meant to see. I had rationalized. I had told myself I was imagining things, that I was paranoid, that I had nothing to fear. Trust, I had said. Trust her. But now those words in the kitchen were a blow to everything I had believed. I remembered that afternoon at my brother's wedding last month. She had insisted on taking a walk outside, leaving me to greet our relatives alone. She had come back flushed, distracted, brushing off my questions with a light-hearted shrug. I had smiled, told myself I was being silly, that it was nothing. And now, I felt the sickening taste of regret. Her laughter filled the room again, light and teasing, but I noticed the shadows under her eyes. She was tired, restless. A spark of something raw and uncontainable flickered behind her gaze. I wanted to ask, to demand, but my voice caught in my throat. Betrayal tastes different when it's hinted at, whispered, and finally, shouted across a kitchen counter in the middle of an ordinary Tuesday morning. I don't. I began, my words faltering. You don't mean. But she interrupted me, sharp and casual, as if she had been rehearsing the confession for days. Oh, I meant it, she said. I've always known what I wanted. Even if it was forbidden, even if it was wrong. Her words were a slow burn against my chest. Forbidden. Wrong. I wanted to rage, to scream, to destroy her voice as I destroyed every illusion I'd had about us. But there was also this strange, terrible clarity. I had been blind. I had ignored the signs, smoothed over the cracks, convinced myself I could fix her distance with smiles and reassurances. The next few days were unbearable. I followed her movements with a hollowed heart, each message, each unexplained absence, sharpening the edge of my suspicion. One night, I couldn't take it anymore. I waited in our bedroom, pretending to sleep, until I heard her phone buzz. The name on the screen was one I knew too well. My brother. I felt like my own blood had betrayed me as I read the messages, casual yet intimate. Words that made my skin crawl. The confessions, the laughter, the veiled excuses. They had been sharing something far beyond what was allowed. Far beyond what I had imagined possible. The woman I loved, the life we built, had been layered with lies. When I confronted her, she didn't cry. She didn't beg. She only looked at me, eyes tired but unashamed, as if she had carried this secret for too long to feel guilt. I didn't plan for you to find out like this, she said. I didn't mean to hurt you, not exactly. But you have to see, it wasn't just about him. It was about me. I wanted to feel desired, alive, and I forgot who I was hurting. I stared at her, trying to reconcile the woman I knew with the one I was seeing now. Desire, selfishness, truth, betrayal. Everything collided inside me in a storm that left me shaking. And yet, amidst the chaos of hurt and rage, a cold clarity settled over me. Love doesn't protect you from betrayal. Loyalty doesn't guarantee it. Trust doesn't shield you from truth. I left that night. Not out of anger, not out of spite. I left because the house felt like a cage now. Each room whispering the words I couldn't unhear. Even her laughter, once a melody I cherished, became a phantom haunting me. I walked past the neighborhood we had built our dreams in. Past the park where we had first kissed, feeling every memory turn sharp as glass. Weeks later, I saw her again. We spoke, civil, fragile. She apologized, I nodded, silent. There was no reconciliation. No warmth. Just a mutual understanding that some bonds, once shattered, cannot be glued back together. Some betrayals leave cracks that bleed indefinitely, like a slow poison no apology can cure. And as I drove away that evening, the city lights flickering like broken stars, I realized something terrifying and irrevocable. She had been right. Even family loyalty had limits. And now so did mine. This story hits the slow burn, emotionally raw tone you asked for. Every scene builds the tension. And the climax isn't a physical confrontation but a psychological, heart-wrenching revelation. If you want, I can also create a version with even more suspenseful, cinematic moments, like the husband discovering physical evidence or overhearing secret conversations, without changing the emotional depth. It would feel like a movie unfolding paragraph by paragraph. Do you want me to do that?